Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. Introducing your host from New York, here is Sam Roberts.
Well, it's Wrestlemania Radio Row, and we got the man of the hour here, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. What's the haps, AJ?
It's early. It's not as early. I know you had people before this, but it's still early.
It is, especially for like a WrestleMania long weekend, like you're hanging out.
You know, we still have the Hall of Fame tonight.
Yeah, and then it's not, and then tomorrow, like.
This is why. Now listen, the Hall of Fame, it's very special. Don't get me wrong. But there's some long kind of speeches, if you will, they just go long.
Yeah.
And we got up early.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, if
you gonna catch a nap somewhere?
The nap may come while someone's cutting their promo or speech or whatever it is. So don't take it personal if it happens. That's all I'm saying.
Well, is there anyone that you can't? I'm not going to ask you who you can sleep through because you can't tell me who you can sleep through.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys. I'm looking forward to some of the stuff that's going to happen. Tonight. Jeff Jarrett.
How amazing is that?
It's pretty awesome. I'm so.
So did you find out that Jeff Jarrett was going into the Hall of Fame when everybody else did, or did you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I saw it on the internet, so I literally text him. Are you? And he's like, yep. So it's really cool, man. And the fact that we are able to talk about TNA, to an extent anyway,
right?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're able to do that because now we're, Jeff Jarrett's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, especially because Jeff Jarrett was like the one guy. He's like the last guy that was oh no, he'll never be back.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Everybody else. Even if it's like, Macho Man, at least he's acknowledged again now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Jeff was the last guy who was. No, Jeff. We don't talk about Jeff. We don't acknowledge anything Jeff has ever done. Now we're all embracing.
Yeah, here we are. Yeah. Well, it's just time heals all wounds, right? Like it just takes time, and then people forgive and forget, and that's the way it should be in this business. Where we've grown so much. As we get older, it's like that was really dumb to get mad about that, and it's really petty to do.
Especially
in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, come on. WWE seems to be doing pretty well, and I don't think they're worried about whatever happened between them and Jeff Jarrett. And the truth is, the reason why TNA was what it was because Jeff Jarrett was a part of it. He was the big name when he came in. So, WWE did well for him.
Right. Right. Absolutely. So, are you? It's interesting because I feel like the last time we did a WrestleMania Radio Row interview. I think it was your first WrestleMania.
It was.
I remember the conversation was kind of just like you were in awe of how big this thing was, what this whole deal was. You're now the champion going into a main event that's being billed as a dream match. Have you taken time to process that?
At this point, there's part of me that just wants to get it over with. Like this week and this build-up is so crazy to get to this point. It was like, it'll just be a relief when it's over. Mm-hmm. Not because it's I don't know, I wouldn't call it stressful or anything. It's just like to not have to think about it anymore. I don't know how to explain this. And it sounds terrible the way that I'm trying to explain it.
No, I mean, it's like when I really care about something, it's almost like just please be over and go well.
Yes, that's exactly. And so things get a little easier when you're done, and you can look back and go, oh, that was good. We made it.
Do you feel pressure, especially because now people are bringing up the Tokyo Dome? People it's all being acknowledged. We're not sitting here pretending like, oh, these are two guys who they've never met, but now they're going to meet. Like, no, this is like the reason this match is being built on both the fact that fans want to see it and the history of what it is. Which now, I mean, half the fans haven't seen what the history is. They've just heard about it. It's become even bigger.
Well, I think at this point, you got two guys that, two characters that respect each other inside and outside the ring, but when the bell rings, it's go time.
Right.
And there's been some games played by both guys, and so I think tensions are a lot higher than they were before. So yeah, they respect each other, but now it's kind of one of those things where, like, listen, dude, I hope you like playing your games, because I ain't playing with you. When it comes to WrestleMania, like, it's on. You're coming after my championship, and I'm going to beat you, and I'm not just going to let you sit there and take it. I'm going to freaking pound you in the face with my fist.
It was really cool to see this story bring out a different Shinsuke, because we had seen this sort of Shinsuke, the rock star who plays games, patch on the head, blah, 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 but the face that he left us with on SmackDown last week when you patted him, and he was visibly angry. He wasn't playing around anymore. It's like, there it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is a real fight now.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think that was one of those things where finally I got under his skin just a little bit. Like, how's that feel? Does that taste good? Because that's what you've been doing. And while I hadn't said anything about, you keep coming up to me saying, knee in the face, I'm going to beat you at WrestleMania, that little pat on the head, and it was one of those reminders, like, yeah, man, I'm coming for you.
Right.
As bad as you want my championship, I want to beat you just as equally as bad. But just because I'm defending my championship, but I hadn't forgotten what you and I had been through 2 years ago.
Did you think this thing was going to happen? Because, I think the first time that it really clicked, obviously you guys are both on the roster, it becomes a conversation, but I feel like the stare down you guys had at Money in the Bank, that one moment was like, for me, it just resonated as much as anything else on the entire show did. Like, there it is. That's what I want to see. But, I remember having conversations with people prior to the Royal Rumble going, like, here's what's going to happen. Nakamura's going to win, and he's going to fight AJ at WrestleMania. And I'd go, no, that'll never happen. We all want it too much. It's not.
Right.
That thing that we all talk about, it's always something else. And I remember, in Philly, I went out into the audience to watch that Royal Rumble match, and you could just feel in the building. Like, we all know what we want to happen, and we're all terrified that something else is about to happen. And then the thing we wanted to happen happened, and then it all gets put together.
Like, there was a conversation, like, will this happen?
Right.
And then even I stayed and waited to make sure, this happens, and like, I wanted to, because, listen, things change so fast and so quickly in this business and the stories and everything that you're really never sure what's going to happen. So even I, the guy who you would think knows what's going to happen, doesn't.
Right.
And honestly, I like it that way. I like not knowing, even whether it be disappointment or excitement, because something didn't go the way I wanted it, or did go the way I was hoping. That's a good thing. So many people want to know the inside scoop and know it before it happens. Why? I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Why would you want to know what happens in the movie before it happens?
Yeah. It's like figuring out what you're getting for Christmas 2 days before Christmas. You get it so excited, you want to find out, and then Christmas comes.
I knew it was this, Mom.
Right.
Like enjoy it, man.
Yeah. What happened with your injury that you had recently? Because I was at the Madison Square Garden show, the one just a couple weeks ago, and people were super nervous when you kind of like helped out or limped out or whatever. Was there anything, like, even for a second, where you were like, oh no, this could be something, or was it just kind of wear and tear?
It's just wear and tear. Yeah. We take bumps and bruises. Sometimes, we hurt ourselves. Injuries. When I say, oh, he's injured, that means he's not going to be able to go.
Right.
I get hurt all the time. So
this thing you do hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But it's what you can work through, what you can get over quickly, what you can rehab, and I didn't know where I was for, where it was going to be, but quickly I realized, okay, I'm going to be fine. I just needed a little bit of time to, rest. I've been going at it. Like, there's no downtime for the champ, and I don't think there should be. So I have no problem getting on the live events and doing my thing, and I want to do my thing. I don't want to do it in tag matches or 4-ways or 8-man. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to defend the championship as it should be on live events.
Do you work differently when you know there's something like this coming up, where you're like, or can you not really save yourself from injury?
I think once you try to protect yourself because you're worried about, well, WrestleMania, you end up second guessing stuff and hesitating, and that's when you get hurt.
Right.
So I'm like, nope, let's just go, man. Like, I listen, if I can't be at WrestleMania, then I wasn't meant to be there. Like, I feel like there's a purpose for everything. There's a reason for everything. So I don't sweat it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. We were talking before we started recording about trying to play your video games in the hotel and stuff. You play Fortnite?
No.
See, I've been having. Have you tried
PUBG?
PUBG, me too.
Oh, you're a PUBG guy. Okay.
I don't have Xbox, but I do on my phone.
Well,
PUBG Mobile.
I haven't tried it on the phone because I know it's going to be harder because you can't feel the buttons, and that
Right.
drives me nuts.
But like,
I got it though. I obviously have it.
I have these conversations with people that are like, no, I play Fortnite, and I've never played Fortnite, but I look at it, and I'm like I'm not like a gamer, but I'll play stuff. But I've been obsessed with this PUBG game because it's like, this is like, well, you're in fatigues and you're shooting people and you're doing the thing. Like,
It's real. It's more real.
Right.
The way I
riding rocket launchers and building cloud ships.
Well, that's the way I explain it too. If you want more realism, you go with PUBG.
Right.
There's real guns and so that, and then if you want to, play an arcade game,
Right.
then you play Fortnite, and it's fun too. My kids, that's all they play.
Right. Seems like a kid's game.
It is. Maybe a teenager kids game kind of thing, but I feel like the more adults who want more real, who want to get in a car and drive rather than build a house.
Right.
We enjoy PUBG.
Right.
And I think it's harder too. I really do.
I haven't played Fortnite, so I can't tell. That's why I can't tell. But
Well, knowing my kids have won a lot, that they win, and I'm not saying they're terrible or anything. They're obviously very good, but it's very hard to win a lot at PUBG.
yeah, it really is.
You can't tell where somebody's shooting from. You can't see them as easily. It's tougher.
Yeah. Do you, when you go home, do you have alone time where you got to play your video games? So I'm assuming this is what you do to just kind of escape, relieve stress.
Oh yeah, 100%.
To your kids, because you have a big family.
Yeah.
And you're on the road a lot. When you get home, do you need to have a little downtime, time by myself? Dad's playing his games?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
That's why they have their Xbox and I have mine.
They don't play yours.
They don't touch mine. My oldest son got one for Christmas a couple years ago, so he plays his. I got the Xbox One S, so I gave my other son the Xbox One S. Mm-hmm. So everybody's got their own Xbox and Switch,
Right.
And so, and they get in trouble on Fortnite. They don't want to go to bed, or they've been playing it too long or something. Mm-hmm. And it's hard for me to get onto them and like, hey, because I'm doing the same thing.
Let me hit pause so I can yell at you.
Yeah. What are they doing? I'll be up in a second.
Yeah. To finish this game, we're playing online. Hit pause.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it's there's actually a proud part of me like, yeah, they're really embracing this whole video game things, but there's also part of me like, okay, I see what my parents were saying a long time ago. I'm really making them angry here.
Yeah, it'd be like if my kid starts like staying up late and watching Japanese wrestling or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you just watch it with them, man. Oh, cool. They send me so many times they'll send me an invite, and I'll be like, no, I'm not playing Fortnite with you guys. I'm not. Well, okay. So
that's great. What if when you're on the road playing games with them online? That's a whole.
We have to find a game that we're both. As interested in. I wish we were interested in PUBG as much as they are in Fortnite, but it's just it'll work out sooner or later. We'll have a game we'll all be on, and
right.
I can yell at them because I hear so many times I'd be like, "Hey, shut your door! I can hear you guys, both of you. Shut up! Shut your doors! You're yelling." So my son went on the road with us on this loop. And he brought his Xbox, which is, I understand.
Again, you can't yell at him because you had yours.
Right. Exactly. But I was like, hey, you're being too loud, man. You can't be there. You're in a hotel.
Right.
You can't be yelling. So.
Do you have a travel Xbox and a home Xbox?
The thing is, I game share with someone, so all my games are on one Xbox. It's my, I don't have. I travel with the Xbox. That's how I'm.
Right. Because all the games are on the thing. It's not like you have discs that you're throwing in.
Right. So yeah, they have one Xbox.
Right. You plug it in and unplug it and stuff.
Yeah, it's not that bad though. I mean, it's only an HDMI and then the power cord, and you're done.
You're good.
Not that hard.
So, what do you think is after Nakamura. Like, does that go on in your head? Like, you go, I mean, when you talk about dream matches, when Daniel Bryan announces that he's returning, people immediately, like, I did a whole live show on YouTube where it's just like, let's talk about the fact that Daniel Bryan's coming back. And immediately the conversation goes into all these dream matches we can have now. And your name's one of the first names to pop up. Like, does that occur to you in your head?
Well, here's the thing: is like I heard someone go, "It's not a dream match if it's happened." It hasn't happened in WWE,
right?
And things change when you get to WWE. Things are different when you get. First of all, there is no, the entertainment business that we're in, there's this WWE is the biggest. Like, you don't know. Some people fail to realize how big it is. So it is a dream match for a lot more people than you think, because they haven't seen the match before.
Wrestling with Nakamura at WrestleMania becomes a dream match.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you're at WrestleMania, right? And the title, the WWE Championship.
Who would have thought that Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles would have a match in WWE?
Who would have thought either one of those guys would be in WWE?
Exactly. And so now there's
title.
It's, to me, that's a dream match because we thought it would never happen,
right,
in WWE, and that same thing can happen for, well, Daniel Bryan and myself. Like, we've been in the ring together before.
Sure.
More than once.
Yeah.
It's still a dream match.
Is it something you want to happen now that he's...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Selfishly, I wanted to happen. Selfishly, I was hoping some way he'd get cleared. Did I expect him to get cleared? Absolutely not. But the fact that he did, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it was, I don't know if you were still there and watching and stuff, but when he was first got physical for the first time with Sammy and Kevin, and he was doing those the kicks,
drop
corner
kicks
to corner, and he was doing the full bump back, and you're like, this is real. This is back.
It's kind of, remember when Shawn Michaels came back, and I remember just praying for him that he wouldn't get hurt because you just didn't know.
Right.
But then you forgot.
Right.
Because he was moving like the old Shawn Michaels.
And then he goes on to have the best run of his career.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's the way it happens. I feel like I'm in the best run of my career.
Absolutely. It'd be tough to argue.
So, yeah.
Which, again, it's stuff that you don't really see happening. At what point, and I'm sure I've asked you this before, but at what point did you decide to not think about, like, okay, I got to figure out where's this going, like not trying to predict things anymore, because obviously nothing that's happening right now is anything you could have laid out.
Sure.
Maybe 10 years ago you could have said, like, I want to go to WWE main event WrestleMania. But 4 years ago, deep into your TNA run, and when you're in New Japan, you're probably not sitting there going like, you're sitting there going, this is my career, and it's a good career.
Yeah, listen, even if I would have been happy with my career even if I hadn't have come to WWE. I feel like I've accomplished so much more than I thought I could, and I always had confidence in myself, but sometimes you need a little help to get to the next level.
Right.
So the fact that I was able to accomplish as much as I did without WWE, it's a big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
But it sure is a relief that I finally got here and I'm able to do well. I like when you get to the WWE, you've accomplished something, man.
Was there any part of you when you first come to WWE, how long you've been in the game, that you go like, I hope my best years are not behind me, or I'm like in this moment I'm better than I have been. So
yeah, that's the way that I felt. I felt like I'm better than I ever have. Now I know that I'm not the biggest guy in the match, but I think that I'm able to cover that up because of the experience that I've had, and that it's believable that this guy that you're looking at could throw down with some of the biggest and take care of business. But the experience is the only thing sometimes that can get you there.
Yeah. Is that what it was? Like, was there anything that changed in you or your perspective or mentality, or just what you learned that made it so you went from like, AJ Styles, did you see the cool moves he does, to AJ Styles is the best wrestler on the planet?
There was something that happened to me on the indies, and it really started changing the way I think, where, it's an independent show, so these guys are doing crazy dives, and I'm like, God dang, what am I going to do? So I just did a simple dive, but made it look pretty and graceful, and it got the same response as if I would have done a crazy dive. And I thought, wait a minute, So you have to make stuff look effortless, and that you didn't it's smooth. It's about the way that you do it,
right,
rather than what you do.
Right. But that's one of the reasons Randy Orton's so good, right? Just because everything looks so smooth and fluid as he's doing.
Right. But at the same time, when it needs to look rugged, it looks rugged.
Right.
So you got to have both of those and know when they when and where they fit. It's just. But the only way you get to know is experience.
Right.
So you got to get so much before you get to that level, and then just a lot of people think, well, he's older, so he's slowing down. No, you don't understand. It doesn't fit. Mm-hmm. That's why it's not there anymore. So many things are like that.
And is it? Do you think it's because we now know more about conditioning? We know more about nutrition? Is it because it's not like you're the only guy who's at an age where 15 years ago it would have been time to retire. I mean, Stone Cold retired at 38 years old.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you think it's just a healthier lifestyle that all you guys are living?
Oh, I think so. It's different than.
Because it seems like the work in the ring is tougher than ever.
It's tougher. Yeah, no doubt about that.
It's more fast-paced for sure.
But we know we need sleep. We don't go partying like they used to, and we watch what we eat. We go to the gym every day. Mm-hmm. Those are the things that we do that's totally different than the way it was done. And let's be honest, as far as our doctors and trainers, everything I think is much safer in the stuff that we get drug tested, man, as if we were Olympic athletes, which is very annoying because I just want to take some Sudafed, because my nose is all clogged up, something like that.
Yeah.
But that's how strict they are, and in some cases, I think sometimes it's a little bit too extreme, but that's the measures they have to take to make sure that nobody falls into that trap that's easy to fall into when you get hurt,
right,
as we've talked about.
We're not going to let you take the first step.
Right.
So it's never going there. Well, AJ, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're in the position that you're in. It's going to be a fun weekend. It's
going to be. Listen, aside from NXT, obviously they always tear the house down. WrestleMania is going to be unbelievable. There's some great matches on the show.
It's the best card in many, many, many years.
I would agree with that.
Top to bottom. Thank you, AJ Styles. It's always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
For sure.